here and witnessing that and doing that with us. I'd like to show you the workflow of the demo that we're going to show you in a second. Basically, what's happening here is that we have the encoders on-prem in Pico, like I said, contributing 80 megabit contribution sources, HEVC encoded, to AWS. And it's going through the Media Live service and then into the StatMux. And as Alistair was explaining before, you see two instances, one Media Live and then one Media Live StatMux instance, because the encoders are running and the StatMux instance is controlling the rate of the output of those encoders. And there are multiple encoders feeding into the multiplexer so that on the output you get the sum is a flat bit rate, but what's in it is fluctuating. And Alistair will explain that graphically in a moment. And the last thing to know is for this demonstration, there are two other EC2 instances that we've built for you. The top one is an analyzer. So we're going to analyze the stream that we've created that's coming out of the cloud. And the bottom one is a multiviewer, which is a common monitoring tool that broadcasters use to monitor multiple video streams at the same time, some of which you saw in the video earlier. Everybody sits in front of these multiviewers. That's how you get these massive video walls with hundreds of pictures going on. So we have one of those that we've spun up in the cloud too. So we'll show you that. And actually, good news. Here's a 3-channel multiplex. This didn't exist like 10 minutes ago. And these are just the 3 that I picked. I'll show you a diagram that comes with this application. If I can find it, the chart, the stacked area. And Alistair, maybe you can explain a little bit about what they're seeing here.
Right. I guess we don't have an 8-channel one that was templated.
Oh, I do.
Because that way the usage, the MUX usage would be
let's do that.
more impressive.
I just have to switch to the one.
So that was a 3-channel MUX. We have an 8-channel MUX that we can show you, and that, for the purpose of discussing the MUX allocation, that's a better demo.
Sorry about that.
You just woke everybody up, Evan.
You know what? I changed the input and the application got upset. But here's the 8-channel MUX that we built earlier.
Perfect. Okay.
So this is all 8 channels coming up from Pico.
All live from LA, right?
Yeah, all live. Yep.
Yep. And then you've got that the MUX diagram, right?
There you go.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. So you remember we talked about the encoders being throttled up and down by the MUX controller based on scene complexity. That's what you're going to see here as this diagram builds. Each of those colored bands is a channel, and you can see they're varying in real time depending on the sort of the complexity that's assigned to each of the channels. And so now you're seeing it in real time. And it's just super impressive. I think this is the 5th rollout of new hardware of this kind that I've done in my career, and this is the most interesting, I think, because it's the biggest leap in terms of technology. Doing this in the cloud is super impressive.
Thank you. There's one thing I want to add. If you've never built a StatMux before, then you don't know that what I just did in 10 minutes used to take a year. I'm not exaggerating.
It can be a long time.
Because you have to think about it. You have to go. You saw the racks of gear. You have to go. You have to figure out where you're going to put it. You have to order it. You have to wait for it. Mm-hmm. You have to schedule maintenance windows in the middle of the night just in case somebody trips over a wire. I mean, on and on and on. And then the vendor has to show up and commission it for a month. And it's this whole thing. And this I wish when I was a customer that I had that. I really do. I really do wish it because it's just so easy.
Yep.
And I like that.
Yep.
And then, of